Welcome to Point to Rise, your podcast that gives you permission to dream big, take messy action, and turn your talent into profit while turning your back on perfection. My name is Suzanne Purcell, high performance and mindset coach, former international ballerina, profitable entrepreneur, and founder of Point to Rise, a movement designed to empower dancers. It is my mission to use my own story as an inspiration for today's generation of dancers. And now sit back, stretch, warm up, or sip your coffee and love learning how much it matters to point at yourself first to rise to all that you are capable of. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Point to Rise podcast. My name is Suzanne and I am your host today. I want to talk to you today about a quote that I read and really resonated with me personally. So the quote reads, I'll pull it up here quickly. We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. And that is by Anais Nin. So one more time, we don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. So what does that mean? What does that translate into, and why did that actually give me so much inspiration on hopping on here and talk to you about this? As a former ballerina, as somebody that has been in the industry for 26 years, I definitely can say that I saw my world exactly who I was. Somebody that was really insecure, somebody that didn't think of herself as enough or as enough, really, literally in every possible way. Not skinny enough, not pretty enough, not the best feet enough, not enough to earn money, not enough. And therefore, everything that I encountered also felt like it wasn't enough. That's why I ran. That's why I didn't like being, in the core because I may felt that wasn't enough. But I also didn't like it to be a soloist or the principal either. It just was never enough because I wasn't enough for myself. So, and I'm looking at my journey as through really diving into self-development and understanding. And I remember that moment when I was sitting in that room with these other women and having the realization that everything I didn't get was not because of other people, it was because of me. It was because I didn't think I deserve it, because I wasn't mentally in the space of actually understanding that everything starts with me. It starts with not who, but how I look at the day. It starts with what do I believe and why do I believe it? Look at, and since I am so passionate about the arts and as the dancers, and I'm really looking for so many different options on how to get out of where we are at in the arts right now. How can we heal the collective? I want to draw a little arrow in between the two of them. Okay, so what parallels can we draw here basically? So when we're looking at all of the misuse and the misconduct and the abuse and the fear and all of these things that we have been talking about and for the past year or so, or even more, where does that come from? Like, why does it still exist? Why is it there? Why can't we flip the switch and not do it anymore? And although I may not have the answer, or you may be agreeing or disagreeing with me, here's what I believe. One of the reasons is that we are still in this kind of thing. It's because we are that way. We are fearful. We are hungry. We have given in to the beliefs that we're not enough. We have given in to assuming that an artist must be starving, that you have to completely give yourself over to the art form, and if you want to be successful, you can't do anything else. And although these beliefs have maybe worked for some time or have produced or still producing talent and good dancers and principals that are astounding, imagine what we could actually do if we would change that perspective. What if we were to ask different questions around what could it actually look like if we were to let go of all this fear of not being enough as a dancer, as an organization, as the art form itself? Like, what would that look like? And that's definitely something that came up for me. Do I have an answer 100%? No, I don't. I'm a visionary. I can envision what it could look like potentially. I believe if we were to fundamentally change on our beliefs around the arts not being able to earn their own money, if we were to ask the question of what could it look like if we could as artists could have 52-week contracts like the leadership, for example, you know, like we really literally see the world the way we are. And if we're standing, and when I say we, I'm talking to every single dancer, every performing artist out there. If you look at yourself and how you're living your life and what your beliefs are and what your vision is and where your priorities are, have you adapted them to fit in to the organizations and the structures? Or is it still you? You as a person, the person that you wanted to be when you were 5 years old and twirled in your living room or sang top of your lungs. You know, it's remembering why you're doing what you want to do. And when we forget doing that, and when we're shrinking, and I'm using that word on purpose, when we're shrinking back to something that we believe we have to be in order to be enough, that's where the trouble starts. So here is my call to action to you. Write that quote down. Write down, we don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. Look at how you look at the world. Is the glass half full or half empty? Is there enough for everything, or are you is there enough for everything? Is there enough for everybody? Or do you find yourself comparing yourself and feeling that you are just not gonna get the job because, yeah, there are too many? Are you living from a place of lack and fear, or have you adopted already an abundant mindset? And depending on what is coming up for you, what you're writing down, that is exactly how you're going to see the world. And this is exactly what you're going to attract and find and always want to recreate. So I know it's inconvenient, and you may want to pause this episode right now and take a piece of paper or your journal and write this quote down and see what comes up for you. Because for me, there was still quite a bit of coming up, as in, hey, I am building my dream company right now. And the reason why I am struggling with hitting my glass ceiling, why I struggle with anxiety right now, or why I am struggling with thinking that this is not something I should be doing or this is too big, it's because I see myself. This is still who I am deep down there. This is what I'm struggling with. And you have to believe that you can, that you are worthy, that you are enough in order to, you know, get that new contract or dance the role you always wanted to dance without losing yourself or pretending to be somebody that you're not in a way that is actually hurting you as an individual. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful for today. I hope you can this can resonate. I hope you find something in there, a nugget that you can take away. And if so, I encourage you to share that on Instagram and tag me. Let me know what was really helpful. Let me know what you didn't agree with. I really want to know. Remember, I'm sitting here and am recording this for you. So I would love, love, love some feedback. Thank you guys for listening. Have a wonderful week. As always, I'm sending you love. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. If this message resonates with you, please pass it on to someone who needs to hear this right now. And if you like what you've heard, your feedback will go a very long way. If you just take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review, that would mean the world to me. Till next time, point at yourself to rise to all that you are capable of.